Hi, everyone. Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd, in a different space, in a different area. This is the beta version of how this will ultimately end up being. Look, the videos that I shoot on this channel will continue to have a casual feel and all that. I mean, I'm hoping to get to a point where they look a little nicer, a little crisper. Upgrade on the camera side, so on and so forth. But you're going to get the vibe of this room in the process of all of that and whatever changes are going on to get this to where it needs to be. So I'm shooting the main videos in here as well. So be here with me along for that ride, I guess. Welcome to the new area, the rough version of what it will, eventually be. I'm hoping to shoot the reviews at that wall over there, but I got to paint it. I got to paint that wall, and I have to do other things in here too. I got to get a green screen set up. I got to soundproof it more. There's a lot of stuff that's going on, but in the meantime, I got to get a video out. I got to do something. So even with this space not being perfectly where I need it to be right now, I thought I would respond to what seemed like a cry for help on our Fantano Forever subreddit. Over here, we have a viewer of the show scared that they will never enjoy music again, and their post goes as follows. I woke up the other day and tried to listen to some albums that I had been loving recently, and they sounded wholly wrong, like they were being played by children messing around with their instruments. Rhythms and melodies just sounded like a cacophony. Super scared because I'm a musician and I have been completely obsessed with music my whole life. I've listened to several albums a day for years, and this has never happened, even in times of extreme emotional distress. Usually I would listen to music even more. Has this ever happened to any of you? This is freaking me the fuck out. Haha. As preposterous as this post might seem now to some people, let's take into account this person does seem genuinely distressed and is potentially in need of some perspective or help, especially since they went through the effort to reach out and ask this question. And let me say, listen, don't overthink it. Don't freak out. There's a whole world of music out there, and most likely you didn't listen to all music, any music ever, as you were kind of coming to this realization that something sounded really bad to you. I mean, I've had stints of time in the past where certain records to me could maybe be very experimental or mood records, and, they just don't sound right to me on certain systems, in certain contexts, on certain days when I'm having a certain mood. I'm not trying to indict myself here and be like, Anthony doesn't like record A, B, C, or D because he was in a bad mood that day. No, this is very, very, very specific stuff. Like, for example, I was telling Austin just the other day that that Portal record, Ion, that they dropped a few years ago, is a very, very, very abrasive, very intense metal record. And it's one that I was really in love with on first listen, and I listened to it more and more and more throughout the year, and I just got a little bit sick of it. I just kind of made myself tired of it, and as I listened to it more and more, the noisier and more unappealing it felt to me. I couldn't explain why. It did stress me out a little bit in that moment, especially since I had reviewed the record, and I reviewed it so positively. I was just so head over heels with the album, and in those instances, I feel almost like an obligation to at least be a little consistent with you guys. I know internally, and I give the advice that, hey, it's okay to fall out of favor with things. You don't need to enjoy every single thing that you've ever enjoyed forever. If we did, or if I did, I would enjoy every horrendous nu metal band that I grew up listening to when I was a teenager. Look, getting tired of stuff and maybe even just not wanting to listen to music on certain days is okay. If you're not feeling it, if you're not enjoying the process, if you're not enjoying what you're hearing, just give it a break. Give us some time. Do something else. Or you're a musician, just make your own music. Make some music that sounds good to you. And if that sounds off, then just do another thing. Just engage in another activity. It's okay, because look, we're talking about the time-tested art form of music here, which has been closely linked with human existence for hundreds, no, really thousands of years at this point. I think if if it were so easy to just simply snap out of love and snap out of interest with music, and all of a sudden we wake up one day and all music sounds terrible, all music's the worst, all music is garbage, all music is trash. If it were just that easy, I don't think music would be as prevalent as it is. I don't think music would have been around for as long as it is. You know, just give yourself some space, give yourself the ability to breathe and to evolve and to just do other things, engage in other things, and just not be in the mood for a certain thing. You know, look, as I was saying in regards to that Portal record earlier, I just made myself sick of the record, but I was, for whatever reason, feeling in a somewhat awful mood yesterday, and the band dropped a recent single, and I kind of enjoyed that. And I went back to that record just out of curiosity, because I remembered in the back of my head just how much I enjoyed it when I first tried it. And you know what? Lo and behold, it sounded good again. It sounded good to me again. And it was exciting. It was just really intense and just winding and just really an insane record. I think a creative feat in their discography. You know, just some albums and just music in general are going to be like that sometimes. You're just not going to be in the head state to enjoy them or just feel them in the way that you should. Look, I know we're all passionate about it. I know it's important. I know music for a lot of people is life and death. I know music has saved lives. I understand how profound music can feel to people. I understand. I get that. But if you're just listening to it casually and, you know, as you say, you're a musician too, you know, don't put yourself through it like it's got to be a job. Don't put yourself in the mindset that you have to be prepared to enjoy music all the time or else. You know, it's not the end of the world. Just give yourself time. Give yourself space. Give yourself a break. Don't be so hard on yourself. Take it easy, as the great Big Time Tommy would say over on Instagram. Look at that guy. Look at that. Look at that beautiful man. Look at that big, beautiful. But yeah, it's not so serious. And you know what? Look, maybe you're at a point where you're sick of some of the stuff that you're just used to, or you're in need of a change. You know, if you're really sick of listening to a certain something, take that as an opportunity to change lanes, get into something different. Listen to some klezmer, listen to some power electronics, listen to any number of things that might not usually be in your wheelhouse. And I think I will leave it there. I hope you are feeling better at the time that you are seeing this post. And if you are still stressed about it, again, I don't think being a musician and being a fan of music for as long as you most likely have been are going to completely fall out of favor with music forever. You know, don't overthink it. You'll be okay. Mwah. Let me know what you thought about this post and my thoughts in the comments down below. You're the best. Over here next to my head, it's another video that you can check out. Hit that up or the link to subscribe to the channel. Anthony Fantano. Music. Forever.